Alright, welcome back to Emily Sage 411, where we are on video number 2. We did it! We're doing it. This has been like the hardest video I've ever tried to create because there's just been so much stuff going on to just try to make it not succeed. Let's do this. Let's do this together. If this is your first time on the channel, you can view my first video as kind of a overview of what we'll be talking about and who it pertains to. But essentially, we're talking about personal development, and it pertains to everyone because we are all human and we can all use some help. So today I'm going to be talking about a very basic form of goal setting, and we're going to talk about goals today and how to set them, because there is kind of an art to them, which I never really fully understood that this was such a thing until recently, and I've known how important it is for many years. Implementing it, however, I have done like next to zero on because I'm a lazy piece of shit. So we're moving this forward. Okay, we are going to try to propel ourselves out of the laziness and into the realm of goal setting and sticking to things. So there's a few things that I've learned that are super important in setting your goals. It's not as simple as just writing it down on a piece of paper and then forgetting it, never land, and never finding it, and just like years later finding it and being like, oh my gosh, remember when I had this goal that it's like died? So yeah, so we're not doing that. We're going to be real. We're going to be real on our goals, right? And we're going to be real about setting our goals and be real with ourselves. First thing is first, you have to be specific. If you're not specific on your goal, how are you supposed to know what your goal is and how you're going to accomplish it? You got to know, bud. You got to know. If it's to make more money, how much? Right? How much are you going to make? How much do you want to make? Where are you at right now? So your goals have to be specific. It can't just say, I want to make more money. You have to put a number to it. And on top of that, the other thing to account for is setting a goal that is high. Okay? It's a high goal. It's something that would be deemed unrealistic, but it's the goal that you truly want to accomplish. Okay? Now where the unrealistic part sets in is when people say, I want to make $1 million in 1 month. How are you going to do that if you're working at McDonald's, man? So we have to be realistic with the effort that we put into it. That is the second part. So my goals have always been very high, and then when they don't happen, I'm the type of person that goes, it didn't work. I suck. You know what's wrong with me? And everybody's like, well, you set your goals too high. No, that's not the problem. I didn't set them too high. I just learned this and I felt so relieved because I was like, am I just insane? Why can't my goals be high? I feel like I can accomplish that. If other people can do it, why can I not do that? And the part that I struggle with is accepting how much effort it's going to take to get to those huge goals. They're big goals, they're accomplishable, but I have to look at myself in the mirror and go, not today, they're not. You're not gonna get that done today. So I have to be very realistic with myself and saying, hey, this is going to take a long time of effort and hard work and failure and redoing things and figuring things out and coming into walls and having to overcome things, and you're going to have to probably do that for many, many years. Not just weeks, not just months, but years. Sounds hard, but at the same time, you're alive anyways. You're already spending effort and energy to be where you're at right now, so why not spend that same energy into getting where you want to be? Whether it is fitness, or it's financially, or it's with your family, or it's with your spiritual journey that you're on, whatever it might be. Essentially, we have to have a specific goal, right? We have to have, number 2, accountability. So we have to understand that, again, I set these high goals, but I need to hold myself accountable for seeing them through. Just because something bad happens doesn't mean that I'm doomed and it's never going to, I'm never going to succeed at my goal. But it does mean that I'm going to have to spend extra energy and extra effort to overcoming that. One of the biggest things that I have found to be super helpful in getting rid of the fear of failure, or just fear in general, is understanding that, yes, it is inevitable, I'm gonna mess up. So just accepting that as an outcome that is going to happen. It's going to help you so much. It's gonna happen you, okay? It's gonna happen you. It's gonna happen and help you, okay? New word. And this is something that you have to take in and just solidify it. Just understand it and own it, right? Take it and own it and know that you're gonna be a big failure and it's gonna happen. And you're gonna learn so much from that mistake. So much more than you would have if you would have succeeded. Because think about it, if we succeed, for example, sports, you keep winning, oftentimes you're not learning as much as when you mess up. When you mess up, you go, oh, here's why this happened. You have to analyze it. You can't just be down on yourself and be super upset that things didn't go your way. You have to analyze and say, okay, why didn't this go my way? And the other thing is again, accountability. So you can't go, why didn't this go my way? Oh yeah, because of you, right? We have to stop pointing fingers and we have to look in the mirror and say, okay, it's me. This is my fault. I'm where I'm at right now because of me. It might be a good place, might not be a good place. Either way, you're there because of you. And we can proceed forward because of you and only because of you. Because if you're gonna take credit for doing really well, you need to take credit for doing really bad. And it's totally okay. It's totally normal. But you have to start somewhere and you just have to accept that you're gonna mess up. You're gonna have days where it's just really difficult and you're gonna have to push through that. And you're gonna have to push through that fear of being judged and messing up, because we all have that fear in one way or another at one point in time. And you can't give up every time that fear comes into play. The last thing, the third thing for your goal setting is that you need to have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, and let's say you've got very specific goals, they're very detailed, they're very outlined. Let's say you're holding yourself accountable. If you don't have a strategy, you're still missing the step to actually reach the goal that you've created. Because if you don't have a strategy to get there, essentially you don't have a map that you're following. And you're just kind of whirling in the wind. You can end up going in circles and circles and circles and not being like, let's say, your goal is to get over here and you're at point A and you want to go to point B, and you're not following any kind of strategy. You're dedicated, you got specific goals, but you're just kind of doing this, right? Like this. And it's very frustrating because we're not here yet. So you have to have a detailed map. And of course, even with those details, right? Even with that specific outline and that strategy, life's gonna do this to you, right? But you're still making your way to the end game. And I hope all of this makes sense to you. Right? This lady with her hands. But ultimately, we have to have these three things in order to get where we want to be. And of course, easier said than done, but to improve this and make it your whisper in your subconscious mind is to write your goals frequently. And this is another thing that people collapse on and they fail on. If you're going to create and reinvent yourself, right? Get better, have these things that you're pushing forward. You're gonna have to understand that there's things that you're going to have to lose and be comfortable with that, there's also new things that you're going to have to gain and be comfortable with that and implement it. So one of the new things that you're going to have to do, if you don't already, is to write your goals every morning and every night. And I truly mean every morning and every night. And what I've also heard, is I personally really like, is to write your goals when you've had a downfall. Because again, you're subconsciously planting the seed of, it's okay. I messed up, but this is why I'm doing this. This is why these mess ups are okay, and this is gonna push me forward. And you're gonna feel so rejuvenated and so much better than if you were to just be like kind of flowing in life, right? If you don't have a purpose, you're purposeless. And it's so important that you have a purpose. And I think we all feel that, because we all feel like if we're working on a place, if we're doing something that just doesn't fit us, you feel that, you know. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You get like this feeling in your chest, like, why am I doing this? What is this for? This isn't my calling. I don't like it. You know, so go with something that you truly like and stick with it. And understand that there's gonna be other things in your life that you might really like, but you're gonna have to drop. So, example, friends. The people who you hang out with, who you closely associate with, they're ultimately your biggest influencers. So make sure you choose your influencers wisely. And you can be like, nah, they don't influence me, I influence them. Even so, you're not surrounding yourself with people who are going to nourish you to help you grow. They're just draining you from your energy that you could be using towards other things. So that's an example of getting rid of things that are close to you, that you really like. Like I said, adjusting to new things is creating a different daily routine. What do you do now? What can you drop that has no purpose, that does nothing for you, that you're just wasting time on, where you can replenish it with something that's truly gonna benefit you? It's gonna help you. It's gonna help you, man. You're gonna be better in life. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna do better, right? And these are the things that you really have to think about and take into accountability, because if you don't, you're screwing yourself over and you're in your own way. And this is something I have had to learn and still continue to learn. I have gone from being super successful to not, to being super successful to not. And you know why? Because I get lazy and I get complacent. I'm like, yeah, I'm up here, I'm doing really well, I'm super young, I'm making this much money, and like, that's good. And really I could be up here, right? Like way up there. And then, because I'm not doing anything here, I'm not fulfilling my purpose anymore, I go down here. And I end up going way down to where you can't even see me anymore because I'm this big. The people that are up here are on that next level. They are focused, they are ambitious, they are pushing, they always have something positive to say to you, they're always encouraging you. Those are the people that you want to be around. So, the 3 things. Number 1, set your goals big. Number 2, it's gonna be hard. And number 3, have a plan so that when things are going good, you're still pushing yourself, and when things are going bad, you know how to handle them. And you have a path to follow. So you're not just whirling around. You're going to the right place. Okay? Alright, that is my 2 cents on goals. They sound simple, but there's a science behind them and there's an art. So make it yours, own it, love it, be better, improve yourself. You deserve it. You're here for a reason. Make sure to comment below, subscribe, hit the bell button, all the stuff every YouTuber tells you to do, which you know by heart by now, you've recited it. Okay? Do it. You follow me on social media at EmilySage411, Instagram, Pinterest, Snapchat, and beyond. Here's it. 2020.